Getting ready to step into your career era? Set yourself apart with Adobe Creative Cloud Pro for students. Hone your skills with apps like Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, and more, powered with the latest in creative AI. Students save over 55% so you can build a portfolio you're proud of. Launch your future with Adobe Creative Cloud Pro for students. Visit adobe.com/students to learn more.
Hey guys. So I am walking Henry in the dirt roads. And this type of recording, where I'm just recording on my phone with my headphones, I would typically never put on, out in the podcast feed. But we're going to see how this sounds. I'm using wired headphones right now, and hoping that means the quality will be better. Although you may hear my little footsteps and Henry's little footsteps in the dirt. So we'll see. I'll see what I can do to make it better. But considering that I promised true crime this week, and that hasn't happened, I figured I should hop on and at least share. Now, I probably should be doing this on social media because my 3K in 3-week challenge, my goal was to post every day on social media. And you know what I've realized? Like what am I supposed to post? I feel like since I said that last week, my life has been, for 3 days or 4 days straight, all I did was work on this new podcast that has now been announced. Hilaria Baldwin's new podcast. But I'm working on that show commission-based. So we haven't even recorded an episode. The show's not coming out till September 17th, which means it's not making money. I'm not seeing any money from that show for a few months at best. And who knows what that'll even look like. There's no guarantees. So, but that was all that was offered to me, was the option of working commission-based. And beggars can't be choosers. And I'm excited about the podcast. I want to work on it, and I think it could be really successful. But again, no guarantees. So, Henry, we got to stop. There's somebody walking ahead of us. I don't like sneaking up. I don't like, creeping up behind people, because I hate it when that happens to me in the dirt roads. But I don't think I've shared this story. The dirt roads, I should take video. I think I have to stop this in order to take video. Let's see. Okay, so I just took a short video that I can post on socials with this. The dirt roads it's like a grid, like all of Tucson is. So if, you can go any which way and you can end up at the same spot. But whenever there's other people out here, I feel like it's really rude when somebody sees, if I see somebody either coming towards me, fine, you're going to pass each other and then keep walking. But if I see somebody turn down a certain road, I'll try and turn a different way, because there's no need to follow them, to be walking directly behind them. It's a grid. Everything leads back to the same place. So go take a different way. And I find it so irritating when people turn and walk, and they're, 15, 25, I'm bad with distance, feet behind me. It's like, come on, man, my dog can't stop paying attention to you behind me. It's so irritating. So anyways, last week, so the announcement for her podcast was yesterday. And last week we had to get the cover art finalized, and then they went into the studio, which was not working yet. Luckily, they had a social media team capturing video as well. Unfortunately, that video didn't work out. So then they had to re-record everything for the trailer, and I had to get it cut and put together. I thought I had until, maybe Friday or even the weekend if the announcement was Monday. The announcement was yesterday in People magazine and on Entertainment Tonight. No, but then I found out, no, people in Entertainment Tonight needed the trailer Thursday by end of day. So I did not leave my computer for the whole last end part of the week, because until she re-recorded the footage that we needed, like what the trailer was, which you can watch it. I guess I didn't post it on Death by Southwest, but I will. Before I had that footage, I was trying to work with the footage that the social media team captured at the studio. And I made an entire trailer with that. But it was kind of the filming, like nobody was looking directly at the camera. It felt a little off. It was a great trailer, but the footage, the eye contact wasn't there. So she wanted to re-record all of the pieces and then have me re-put together a trailer, which I did. And when it comes to stuff like that, I tend to be a real perfectionist. I know you'd never know it from the things I post on Death by Southwest, which I feel like that's a whole therapy conversation in and of itself. So I didn't like eat, sleep, urinate, nothing. What a gross word that is. Sorry. At all. Last, I don't know, Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah. Through Friday. No, Saturday. I was still cutting the vertical trailer for her to post on her socials Saturday morning. And again, mind you, this had to happen. Like there was no way this was not optional. If I want to work on this show's coming out, I had to do that. Again, there's no income coming from this. And unfortunately, I'm now at a place, because I spent all of last week doing that instead of making social media videos, making user-generated content videos, and applying to different, brands, and I don't know what to call it. Like that whole world is new to me and I'm trying to figure it out. But I created this whole UGC, user-generated content portfolio. And then I need to record some videos to put in the portfolio. And then you send it and apply to different jobs where like a brand will send you a lotion. You make you make whatever videos they want, send it back to them, and you get paid. I think with my, I have all the, I have good equipment. I'm a professional, editor. So I feel like this is something that's right up my alley. But I have to make sample videos first to put in the portfolio and then start applying. Well, I didn't have time to even think last week, let alone focus on the fact that I'm trying to come up with $3,000 in 3 weeks. And my goal was, whether it would pay off right now or whether it would pay off later, was to be posting on social media every single day. And let me tell you, I made that dog treat video because, I don't know, I just felt like it. I woke up and was like, oh, I should make a video about this. Great. I have not felt that way since. My life is not that interesting. I don't know. I guess maybe I need to just get past the initial hump of like I've seen videos of people post where they get on TikTok and they say, I told myself I was going to post every day. I don't know what to post today, so I'm posting this. This is my video. Okay, bye. I'm like, all right, well, I could do that. Maybe you kind of get more comfortable and have more of a mindset for things that you're doing throughout your day. Maybe it becomes more apparent to think, oh, this is something that I could post or turn into a video. But I've never done that. If anything, I have to purposefully remind myself when I'm out doing things in the world or on vacation or whatever, doing something cool. I have to actively remind myself, take a picture, take a video. So you have this memory in more than just your mind, because I just don't ever think about it. It sounds like I'm really tooting my own horn here, but it feels just like I'm enjoying this moment. I don't need to take a bunch of pictures and videos, but if you're trying to make money from social media, I guess you do. And that is, while I recognize that I'm not going to make any money from social media in the next 12 days, seems like an easy enough thing, and stupid that I'm not at least trying to do it, because maybe in 6 months, or so, I don't even know how long. So I failed at that. I failed at applying for I have done nothing to work towards $3,000, to work towards paying my rent and my electric bill. So yesterday, again, I was trying to troubleshoot what's going on in the studio, which is very difficult to do when there's nobody in the studio. But I was doing it and nothing was working. I was very frustrated. So that's number one. I got my period yesterday. So that's number two. And then I think that I have been really actively trying to, I'm thinking, hold on, to stay positive, because I feel like prior to the last few weeks, I was in a pretty negative headspace for a good while, a bit depressed and kind of like leaning into it and wallowing in it. And so the past few weeks, I've been actively making like a concerted effort to not be negative and to really try to believe that everything's going to work out, because I do believe eventually it will, but it needs to work out before I get kicked out of my house. And also just believing it and saying positive and putting positivity out in the world and working hard at, at Death by Southwest, at cutting that trailer, at things like that. That's good to work hard at, but it's not going to pay my rent. It's not going to make me any money in the next 12 days. So yesterday, I don't know, it just all hit me. And I full-blown, no, it wasn't a full-blown panic attack. It was just, I lost it to myself. I mean, there was no one around, but I couldn't be positive anymore. I was like, nothing is going to work out. And I have not come up with a single dollar to put towards my rent. And it's in, 2 weeks now. And I feel like I should be posting a bunch on social media, which will hopefully pay off down the road. And I, shouldn't have spent so much time on the trailer. Well, I had to. There's no other option. I'm producing the show. I'm the producer. I'm the audio editor, the video editor, the social media clip cutter. I'm all the things. So, and it's just very frustrating to not be able to get paid for those things. But I'm still working really hard and I really care about the project and I really want to do it and be involved. But I at this point, I don't know. I had to tell Brandon, I don't know if I can. I can't wait for commission. I'll get kicked out of my house. I can't not pay rent for 3 months. And and this show is going to be time consuming. It already is time consuming. Anyways, I just really broke down yesterday and it all came crashing down. And it was like the fact that I can't pay my rent, my electric bill. And for anyone who has financial struggles, which I know, I don't know or assume, but I'm guessing people listening, there are some people listening who also have financial problems of some kind or have in the past. It's like you're wearing a crushing weight-bearing vest at all times that is just bearing down on you. And it's crushing physically, mentally, emotionally, and I've applied for all the jobs and continue to. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to donate plasma. I can make a couple $100 before the end of the month if I donate plasma. And I was like, that's it. That's going to help. Well, no, because 20 years ago I had hepatitis C. I don't know how. My mom had it, so maybe I got it from her. Maybe I got it from a tattoo that I got. Maybe I got it from drugs I had done in the past. I don't know. But I had it. And after my mom died from liver cancer that was caused from her hepatitis C, I was on a mission to get mine cured. And I did. I've shared that story before, but for anyone who's new, and I did. I got into some type of trial or program or something where I was able, free of cost. I didn't have insurance. Not that I could have paid for the medication even if I did, but free of cost got to take Harvoni, which cures hepatitis C in most cases, and it did for me. But apparently, if you've ever had hepatitis C, there are still antibodies. Ooh, the owl! Guys, I've been seeing this owl so much. Wish that dog would shut up. Oh, he just flew. Oh, he flew closer. Hi, owl. Hi. He's here like every night. He's so big. There's a house here that was newly built, and let's see, I'll take a picture. And you won't be able to see the owl because, oh my, there's two. There's two owls. You won't be able to see them because wow. Despite what Apple tells us, the camera sucks on this iPhone 16. All right, let's take a picture. It might stop this video. I don't know. All right, there's the new house build where these owls always seem to be sitting in front of, and it must be because no one has moved in. So there's one owl. Human GPS is going to be excited because he has sent me some pretty killer, some pretty killer owl videos. This one looks like his wings are out somehow. Did that keep recording while I was... I don't know if that kept recording, but if not, I said human GPS is going to be excited because he's been sending me some pretty cool owl pictures. I am just obsessed. Oh, the other night when Mark and I, Friday night maybe, we were night walking Henry and Indiana, and we saw an owl. He was like way up the telephone pole, and he owled at us. He made owl sounds like, hoo hoo. I can't do it, but you know what an owl makes. Hi, buddy. Owl number 2. Is your wing hurt? Oh, his wing is sitting like real weird. I can't tell if it was just flapped out or if he's hurt. Is it just flapped out? I think it's just flapped out. Okay, I'm walking away. Don't worry. But we do have to walk back this way just to prepare you, owls. That was my other story that I started when I started the walk and didn't finish because my brain becomes ADD when I start recording myself, apparently, is that one night back in June, so right before we went to the wedding in Tahoe, I walked the normal route that we usually walk, which is a much bigger loop than I've been doing since June. And this house that looks like, I've talked about it on Patreon. I don't know if I have on here. It looks like it doesn't belong in this neighborhood. The yard, it's junk piled up around the house, leaning up against the house, like an extra wall around the whole house, but just junk, bags of garbage, old furniture, old computers piled up like 6 feet high. It's really weird. Several times Mark and I walked by in the morning, and one of the dogs was on the roof barking at us at 5 a.m. There are definitely children that live there. I don't know what's going on. There's a weird encampment in a big carport built in the backyard. It's very strange. I have pictures. I'll have to find them and share them. But I'm unwilling to walk by the house again. So, come on, hen. We're going back the same way. Past the owls again. And I won't walk past the house because one night back in June, me and Henry are out walking. And I don't know, the mom was in the front yard talking to somebody in their car. And there's little kids running amok everywhere in the road. And like, it's fine. I mean, it's fine. The dirt roads are safe. There's rarely cars in here. But a little puppy came running up to Henry, and I was like, oh God. Henry's pretty good with puppies though. So, and he was great. He didn't bark at the puppy. He really liked the puppy. Puppy loved him. Was following us. And these kids that are out there are like 5, maybe. So I'm like, hey, do you need I gotta keep walking. Your puppy can't follow us home. You want to get it back to inside your house? And they like pick up this puppy under its arms, and it's just like feet are dragging because the puppy, when it's standing, when it's held like lengthwise, like as tall as the kids. And so they're like dragging the puppy back. Puppy falls out of their arms, comes running after us again, further up the road. And I was like, this house is too close to the main road. Like, this dog is going to get out. So I said, let me help you walk. Why don't you go get a leash and then I'll help you walk the dog back to your house. So one of them ran back to the house, got a leash, came back. And I walked the dog back to the house. And as I'm walking up to the house with these kids and this dog, the mom comes over. And their other dog is outside barking at Henry. Henry's barking back. It's like commotion. It's pitch black out. It's craziness. I was like, okay, your puppy's so cute. See you later. I gotta go. And she's like, oh, wait, you like it? And I was like, yeah, it's like a little fluff ball, I don't know, German Shepherd something puppy. I was like, it's adorable. He's adorable. She's like, you want him? You can take him right now. And I was so like startled. I was like, what? Why? Like, and she's like, it's too much. The kids won't take care of it. And it's too much. I can't take care of the kids and the dog. I was like, okay. I was like, well, I can't take him right now. But like, let me talk to my boyfriend. Oh, you see the owl. Henry sees the owl. It's so funny. He's never noticed them. Hi, buddy boy. Come on. Oh, there's a crazy fast car coming. Oh, it turned. Ooh, that owl looks angry at us. We're walking away, owl. Don't attack, please. I don't think owls attack people or dogs. I don't know. Henry's a big dog though. So I got her phone number and I of course called Mark and I was like, we have to get this dog because if this woman is willing to give her dog away to a stranger walking by on the street, then I'm just gonna take a wild guess that this dog is not being well cared for. Let's get it out. Let's find it a new home. Because, like, I can't have another dog. I can, but I cannot. I can't even pay my rent, so I cannot have another dog. And so my friend Danielle, like, found, like, somebody that she knows. She knows everybody, so she knew somebody who knew somebody whose dog is getting older and can't hike with him or something. And so we were going to this wedding. I was like, I just need someone to watch the dog right now. Then when we get back, we can worry about finding it a home. And so this guy said he would watch the dog and maybe even want to keep the dog. I was like, amazing. So I'm texting this woman. I text her multiple times, several days in a row. I was like, her name was Cherry. I was like, Cherry, I'll come get the dog tomorrow. Like, absolutely. Well, would love to take him. Never heard from her. Never heard back. And I've never walked past that house again since. And that was like our route. Like, we did that route morning and night for the past 2 years. And now I won't do it because if the puppy isn't there, I will worry about where it is. I, for a while, was worried I was going to walk by and see the puppy hit by a car. And now that I'm telling the story, I'm realizing, wow, I did nothing. What an asshole. Which is true. I did nothing. We went to the wedding. We came back, and then Mark and I were having a kind of a rocky time for a moment there in our relationship. And I did nothing. I mean, I tried initially really hard. I thought about going back to the house. I don't know. Really a terrible story now that I'm telling it out loud. So that's why we don't walk that way down in the dirt roads anymore. Ooh. Excuse me. So, yeah, basically, yesterday was terrible. I couldn't get the studio figured out, which is very frustrating to me. Hoping I will on Thursday when someone is actually in the studio. Sorry, there's an airplane. I have not. I'm in desperation mode now. Any job that I apply for outside of going to a strip club as a cocktail waitress, which I am 100% considering, like begrudgingly considering, I do not want to do that, just because I don't. There's nothing, no shame, nothing wrong with it whatsoever. It's a great way to make money. I don't want to put myself in that environment every night. I don't want to be working nights, but I don't have a lot of options now. So now plasma's off the table. Any not working as a cocktail waitress type job that I have applied for or continue to apply for is in no way am I going to be hired and paid in time. Posting every day on social media isn't going to make me money now, but I have the time, so might as well be doing it. Although I still don't know what about. And so then the other options are start selling things. I have a pretty nice bike that my ex-husband bought me, a truck bike that I rode 5 times maybe. It's been hanging on my ceiling ever since. I have no idea how much I can get for that, but I'm going to look into it. I gave away a lot of clothes a few months ago. And I'm kicking myself. Clothes with tags on them that just didn't fit. And now I'm absolutely kicking myself because selling my clothes on Poshmark or Mercari are certainly things that I'm not considering I'm going to. That's what tomorrow is going to look like. Photographing and posting clothes. I have a couple purses. I've never been like a big purse or like fancy expensive shoe person. I have a couple of decent pairs of shoes, like heels and stuff. I have a couple nice purses and wallets. I post all of that. And then I'm going to work on making those UGC sample videos for my portfolio and applying to UGC jobs, because it seems like some of those happen pretty quickly. If they select you, you make the videos, you get paid pretty quickly. I don't know. I was really bullish on the plasma. I was like, great, I don't have to rely on anyone else. Like I can do it myself. That was super disappointing. Yeah, when you just feel really hopeless. And that's where I was yesterday. I don't want to cry right now because I know that part of this emotion is my period. And part of it is I'm frustrated with myself, the choices I've made in my life, the situation I'm in with this fucking podcast shit in terms of like working on commission only. I had last week when I was feeling really positive, I was like, it's going to work out. I'm going to, like Brandon will find a way to pay me a little bit until the show starts bringing in money. And, because I built the website too for his company and have helped out with plenty of miscellaneous other things. Henry, we're not walking that way, buddy. Anyways, I was feeling really positive. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I think once I get some money from this podcast, I'm going to do a PI course, because it's something like I was looking for a backup, and court stenographer and forensic linguist were 2 other ones that interested me. But it's like a 2-year process to get certified or licensed, costs a lot of money. But a PI, it's only a couple $100 for the initial basic intro course. And then you can get hired at a PI firm working as like an assistant or under somebody and start making money right away while also banking hours to get your full PI license. It's not like PI is something that's like a lifelong dream of mine, but it does kind of fit into the true crime. It sounds interesting. It's flexible schedule. You can make decent money. It's in a pretty high demand from what I understand here in Tucson. I love research. It's something that I could, if I enjoy it or if it goes well, something that I could do later in life when I'm older, something that I could do now part-time with the podcasting. So I was feeling really excited. Like I was like, wow, I figured out a backup plan. In addition, this podcast stuff, it's going to work out. And just, nope. Yesterday, I between just frustration with the studio setup and kind of looking at the calendar and being like, oh my God, I really have no time to come up with enough money to pay my rent and electric bill. I just I just lost. I just really had a hard time yesterday. And I really don't want to be negative. I really want to. I don't necessarily believe in manifestation, but I really want to continue thinking positively and putting positive energy out and not wallowing in pity or guilt or whatever, all the many different feelings that come with the wonderful age of being 43 and not being necessarily successful by my own standards. Everybody's standards are different. And not being able to pay my bills and feeling like just a loser, an absolute fucking loser is what I feel like. I guess I could just say that on social media. It's just, I go back and forth between, who cares? Just share everything. I'll just fucking share everything. What do I care at this point? I literally have nothing to lose. Nothing. I have no money, no nothing. I don't own anything. I own my car. Woohoo. But like I have nothing to lose. So why not just share everything? And then I go back to, do we need another like crying, whining person on social media bitching about how difficult life is and how, no, not really. I don't think so. And that's essentially what I would be doing. All right, we're back at the car now. You all know that my key fob is broken, so I have to open it manually and then it beeps at me. Come on, buddy boy, hop in. Anyways, I guess maybe I should take my bitching and venting and everything to social media and give you guys a reprieve, huh? So maybe I will. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what to do, guys. Does anybody out there need like a virtual assistant? You want to hire me? Oh, I did start like a faceless Instagram page just today. Like a quotes page, and worked on gathering quotes. I secured the Instagram name. I wrote the bio, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I did some research and it does seem like if you're really consistent and like aggressive about posting 1 to 3 times a day, 1 to 3 quotes or reels or whatever on your faceless theme Instagram page, that it's not going to help me for rent. But again, I'm also trying to come up with enough money to pay rent and electric in the next 12 to 14 days. I also really don't want to find myself in this position again. So whatever happens, whether Brandon can pay me and then the podcast starts bringing in money and I'm able to live on commission, or whether I hear back from one of these thousands of jobs I've applied to and get a job, or I have no idea. But whatever happens, it can't hurt to have some passive income so that I don't hopefully find myself in this position again. I don't know. I have no idea. Again, open to suggestions. So basically, yeah, I was, Mark yesterday gave me a pep talk. He's like, fuck everything. He's like, you can't work on Hilaria anymore. You can't work on Death by Southwest. He's like, you have 12 days to come up with a lot of money. So start doing only things that are going to generate actual money between now and then. So today I did start going through my clothes, and tomorrow I'm going to photograph and post them. I'm going to put my bike on Facebook Marketplace. I really thought plasma, but no. So that's why there's no true crime. He's right. I have to only be doing things that potentially could bring in money between now and September 3rd. And Death by Southwest is not one of them, sadly. Well, just the true crime episodes. I'm not making, the lovely family that I have on Patreon, that is the money that Death by Southwest makes, and I'm extremely grateful for it, and extremely grateful for their support, all of your support. I don't want to say that if you're not on Patreon, I'm not grateful. I am, absolutely. My phone just made a weird noise in my ear. I don't know what that was. So, I'll stop because nobody needs to hear about this for this long. But I don't like not putting out the podcast. And look, if I post all my clothes tomorrow and I can't come up with any other things to do that potentially could make me money aside from like applying for actual jobs or going to Curves Cabaret and applying for as a cocktail waitress, then I have multiple episodes written and ready to go. You know, I'll record them. But I don't know. Guys, I don't know. Anyone else feel this way? Maybe you're not having money problems, but maybe you're just feeling, what is life? Wow. I'm guessing you can hear Henry panting, so I'm going to end this now because people will, I know, hate that sound. All right. I love you all. I hope you understand and will not hate me and are not so annoyed with my self-involved whining. And if anyone else is going through this, I feel for you. You are not alone. Feel free to reach out and we can commiserate together. Okay, love you all. Goodbye.